The Garmin inReach Messenger Plus just came out. Should you scrap your Messenger? Should you buy the Messenger or the Messenger Plus? Well, let's talk about it, because you may want to hang on to that Messenger, or you may want to keep the plan to buy this Messenger instead of the Messenger Plus. First off, the Messenger is around $250 as of today. The Messenger Plus is about $500. It's roughly half the price. So what do they have in common? Let's hit that first. First of all, they still use the Messenger app, and it messages the same way. They can go to Wi-Fi, cell service, or satellite service. They have group messaging. It's easy to sync these to the Messenger app and type on your smartphone. I love that. It's a lot more convenient. As you can see, they're the same size. Nothing has changed with the size. They have a screen. You can still message from these devices. You can get weather. You can track back. Everything seems really similar, but it's not. So why would you want to stick with the Messenger? Well, first, it's a lot less money. And number two, if your primary concern is to communicate, then I would stick with this Messenger. They both message the same way. But if you want to save money and your focus is messaging and you don't need to navigate or you don't care about it, then go with the Messenger. They both have group messaging. And honestly, if you're trying to save money, which a lot of you are, then I would go with the Messenger if your primary focus is messaging. Now, if you really like to navigate and see things on the Explorer app, I would really take a hard look at this, because I've been field testing this last week, and this weekend I was up in the Rocky Mountains here in Colorado, and I was looking at the map when it was synced to my smartphone, because you cannot see a map on the Messenger. It will not sync to the Explorer app, but the Messenger Plus does. So first of all, let's hit the most important things that at least Garmin puts on the front of their page when you see this. You have voice messaging up to 30 seconds, and you can share photos, and I created voice messages and sent them through the Messenger app. These new features with the voice messaging and the photo sharing are incredible, and I love it. Very convenient. When I got up to the campsite this weekend, I actually created a voice message also, and I said, hey, I'm up here having a great time, and we'll see you on tomorrow at 2 o'clock when I get home. For a lot of you, you really like to have that voice messaging capability, and then if you see a great spot, a beautiful waterfall or a great campsite, you can share those photos with other inReach users and people at home. After doing some field tests this weekend, I went camping up in the Rocky Mountains, and it was about an hour and a half, 2 hours away, and there was no cell service. So I made sure everything was synced with my smartphone, and then I looked at the map. I knew where I was going. I created a course, and then Friday morning I navigated to the campsite. I love to be able to see not only the messaging that's easier to do when you're synced with your smartphone, but I could see the map, I could see the road, I could see the tracking, because I started tracking. And it's so nice to see everything on a larger device. Well, when I was up at the campsite, I was able to use this Messenger Plus synced with my smartphone, and I was able to create a course on a trail up there that I wanted to hike. It created it just as easy as the 67i or the Mini 2 does when synced with your smartphone. And then when I was wanting to leave the area, I created another course that went north, and it was a different way out than when I had come in. It's so easy to create the course, and then I hit go and I navigated. It was awesome, and then I could track back too. Now you can track back on the device itself, but when you see everything, your tracks, your course, and you see all that information on this big screen, track back is so much better than just using this device. Well, I was really impressed with the Messenger Plus and how awesome it is to see everything on the screen. Well, is the Messenger Plus worth the $500? I say it is, because it was great being able to see the courses and navigate and track back. And I love doing that. So besides being able to message and get weather and everything as you can on the Messenger, having that navigation and the course creation and the track back where you could see it on the phone is much better. But again, if you're trying to save money and you only care about communicating, then the Messenger is awesome, and I would say go for it. But if you're kind of wondering and you're not sure, I love the Messenger Plus. And I would say save up the money and get the Plus over the Messenger, but it depends on if you really like to navigate or track back or create courses. The Messenger Plus took a major step forward over the Messenger with the new features they have on it. If you have any questions at all, advice, or thoughts, leave the comments below. I always like to get back with you within 24 hours, so leave those messages. And if you have any questions specifically about how you are using these in the outdoors, or do you want these or something else, I'll always do my best to direct you to the right satellite communicator. And it may not be a Garmin, it may be an ACR or a Zoleo or some other device. Well, thanks for joining me out here in Colorado at Outdoor Emergency Tech. And watch for a lot more videos coming up soon. Now get out to the outdoors and stay safe.